So more or less the same process here with my figs, even though it says Ronde Bordeaux on it. This particular plant, that was from a previous cutting. This particular plant is Black Madeira, and this one's Italian 258 or I-258. Both are notoriously hard to root, or they are for me. I wasn't able to get any to root by cuttings only. So what I did was I just pulled a shoot that was coming out of the ground. I cut the little bottom down here entrance a little thicker because fig sucker, if you will, coming out of the ground is a little thicker than those blackberries. So I did the same thing over here with Italian 258. It's sitting on the ground. You can see the mulch in there too. So I have a notification to remind me to water these cuttings, or these air layers, once a week. All right, it's been about 2 months since I put these air layers in, and you can see it coming out here. It goes up, and then I cut it off a while back because it was like 5 foot tall. It was just growing incredibly aggressive because of the mother plant primarily. But that is too much for this little bit of roots to handle, in my opinion. So what I did was I cut it back so the draw on the roots, hopefully newly established roots, would not be too much. The foliage wouldn't overpower the roots, in other words. So I did that both on the Black Madeira here and the Italian 258. And you can see that we have some branching started. So it's been, like I said, 2 months, and I have to figure out how I'm going to tell if the roots in there are substantial enough that I can cut it from the mother tree. And so I have an idea how I'm going to do that. I'm going to take and I'll remove the drip line from it, and I'm going to remove the mulch that I had, the bark mulch I had on top. And what I'm going to do is, instead of using my finger and breaking roots, I'm going to take some water spray and I'm going to spray it around here and remove some of the dirt gently with water, or gentlier, is that a word? Gentler than if I use my hands. And we're going to see if there's roots in there. I brought the camera in pretty close here, and I've got the sprayer. Hope I don't make a mess and throw water all over the camera. So here we go. I'm just going to displace the dirt with water. And it's in place, pretty sturdy, so I can't tilt it. There's a little more force to it, it seems. And I'm getting some splashing. Let's see what it looks like right now. Okay. I'm going to take the camera off. Bring you in closer here. I can see some roots right here and here. And a good bit coming around here. So I'm thinking that is probably good enough to take if I'm getting that at the top. And I will, once I cut it, I'll pull it out and let you see the roots, if there's any towards the bottom of the container there. There it is, completely. Here's the cut. I'm gonna have to cut that more to get it out of the pot better, so I'm gonna go ahead and try to attempt that. There we go. So I'm going to tilt it. We'll take a look. You can see there's roots throughout. Hopefully that's enough to support the life of this fig. But what I'm going to do to make sure is, if you look here, there's a lot of leaves. So I'm going to remove some of the lower leaves and let it have a break from sucking on those roots too much. And then I'm going to cover up, of course, the soil that I removed from the roots so it doesn't dry out the roots. There's the Black Madeira with the leaves removed except for what you see there. And I've got the little label in there, and that's for the I-258. And you can see it's coming out of the bottom here. Now I'm going to pull it out just to get these back inside the pot here, but I did rinse it and I was able to see that there's a good bit of roots established there. And so I'm only going to need to take, I think, one leaf off of this one because it's already doesn't have a whole lot on it. And we have some branching growing, so that's good news. It looks like they're both going to make it pretty good. The Black Madeira KK and the I-258 are potted up into 5 gallons now. And I can see that these are growing. I've got 2 branches here. And the I-258, I removed all the other leaves, and now I've got a nice good flush of 4 branches going on there, which is absolutely perfect. So I have a new I-258 and a new Black Madeira KK. Super successful air layers. I'm very happy with that. This is Brent, you guys. We'll see you in the next one.